I am Dr. Amarjit Kaur, Professor of Accounting and Dean at Faculty of Commerce and Management at Gurugram University. It's my pleasure to be present here. I'm going to talk on ethics in business communication. We will discuss this topic in two parts, part 1 and part 2. So friends, it's a very important topic, but unfortunately we do not seek so much attention to this concept, ethics in business communication. Every business, deals with so many stakeholders. A business has employees, has management, has suppliers, need to deal with government officials, need to deal with many stakeholders, right? So it becomes very imperative for a business to be ethical in the communication while dealing with any of the stakeholders. Doesn't matter, it's a government body asking for an information or an employee seeking an answer. Wherever we have to respond as a business organization, it's essential that we are ethical in our communication. So the question comes in, do we have a set standard of ethics for all the businesses, for all type of industries, all type of businesses? Answer is no. So there are certain professions where ethical communication guidelines are laid down. For example, I am a certified management accountant from IMA USA, right? So IMA USA, they have laid down, ethical practices which includes the communication, that what we should as a CMA, as a certified management accountant, should share and what we should not, how should we share, right? So there's an ethical guideline, so ethics are mentioned. Similarly, for medicos, the people who are in medical profession, there are guidelines for ethical communication, ethical conduct, both, and there are many more such professions. But it's not true for every business, for every industry. So what happens? What do we assume for those people or those people who are working in such businesses or such industries where there are no guidelines regarding ethical communication? Shall they be following certain ethics in communication or not? Certainly, goes without saying, anyone or everyone whosoever is working in any business organization, they need to be ethical, right? So ethics in business communication are as essential as is honesty in knowing the character of a person, right? So a business character would be known by its employees' behavior, by its employees' conduct, and who communicates. These are the people who communicate on behalf of the business, right? So it's essential that the people, the employees of an organization, the management of an organization, they communicate ethically so that the character of the business is known with integrity, with respect in the market. It is so important. So the question is, what is ethical communication, or what are ethics in communication? So if I have to define the ethical communication, it refers to communicating in a manner which ensures, number 1, that the communication is clear, number 2, concise, number 3, it is truthful, and number 4, it is responsible. So there are 4 variables which are required. There are 4 characteristics in the communication required to be known as ethical communication, right? The first, as I said, the communication having a clarity, a clear communication. So if any organization consciously conceals or present the information which is not easily understandable, is not clear. So if there's an attempt that any employee or any organization presents the information which is not clear, which is actually golmol, as we say, so people say the golmol kar gaya jawab dene mein. So that's what exactly which is not clear. When we say that golmol answer tha, means we were able to see that the person tried to not answer clearly, That's what the first thing is. So whenever any communication is actually taken over by any employee or by any management professional or official of a company, that communication should be clear. It should be concise as well, the second requirement for an ethical communication. So concise means it is up to the point. Whatever the information is sought for, or whatever the objective of the communication is, if we present it very concisely, very objectively, so that people are not misled, then it would be known as ethical communication. So let's say if we ask what was the value of sales, if there's an RTI coming to your office regarding sales of different products, let's say it is a public undertaking comes under RTI Act, the company is answerable to general public, and there was an RTI filed by any anonymous person, right, and person want to seek sale product wise and geographical location wise, which area, how many products, and who was the head of the sales. Now I can give as an answerable person, if I am heading the sales, very precise a tabular form information, exactly answering these are the products and then zone wise and the total sales. That's the end of the story. But if I intend to present a 20, 40, 100 page of report, so that person really has to struggle to get the answer to these three simple state questions, it means my intentions were to mislead the person. My intentions were that kuch samajh na aaye, khuda kare kisi ko kuch, right? There's a song like that. So it's something like that कि हम कहे तो बड़ा कुछ रहे हैं and we wish कि कोई कुछ ना समझ पाए. So if that was the intention, it was not ethical. So I by intent, I presented the information in a lengthy format. So it was not concise. The third thing is truthful. So if my information is not truthful, means I actually consciously mispresented the number, the fact, the information. So if my sales was 5,000 and I wish to show it higher, I may write 1 in front as a prefix to 5 and it becomes 15,000. So it was not truthful. It was consciously, wrong information. It was actually fraudulent practice to show something at a different value. But nevertheless, someone may by mistake can do that. It's not always. In that case, it is not the question of ethics, it was simply a human error. So we need to differentiate between human error and unethical intention of the person who is communicating, right? Was it unethical communication or was it simply a human error? We all are human beings. So we should have the capacity to judge between the two, to differentiate between the two, right? So the third feature, as I said, for any communication to be non-ethical is that it should be truthful. And the fourth point is one should be responsible. I cannot make any irresponsible statement that is unethical, making a remark on any on gender basis, on caste basis, on religion basis, on any such aspect, or making a statement against competitors. Again, that is unethical. You are not authorized to make any such irresponsible statement. So even responsibility is also an important and integral part of ethical communication. So I hope you are clear that an ethical communication needed to have 4 features as discussed in it. Okay, so if we have to define it further, if we have to understand ethical communication further, it simply refers to the practice of conveying honest information in a manner that is not intended to be misleading. So simple like that my intention was not to mislead. I may make a mistake. So it's an honest information where there was no conscious effort to mislead anyone. If the effort was to mislead someone, a conscious effort was there to mislead people, then it is unethical, right? So my conscious effort should be to share honest information. So honesty in sharing information, or answering any question, or answering any query, or filing a report for that matter. It's not only dealing with the outsiders. Business communication is even within the company as well. Your senior has required a report from you on your field survey. You went to a field. You went to a field for any service, for any survey, for any activity, right? So it's up to you to share the correct information of the time spent on the field. People say he was on job, but he was at home. Officially he was supposed to be at site, but he was on a function. He was attending a party with friends. And then in the reports you are writing, I worked on X project from morning 9 to 5 p.m. This is a dishonest information, no doubt about that. It is misleading. Why? Because if it's not so simple, it's not so straight. If you are writing that you spent 8 hours on a particular task, which means this is going to be documented that particular task does take 9 hours, 8 hours. But in the fact of the matter is, half of the time you were at home, or you were with your girlfriend, or you are with your friends partying around. So it means the actual time required for that particular task was only 4 hours. And you have misled your manager, your reporting officer. Right? So this is not ethical, of course. This is certainly something wrong, unethical, and that communication where you fill this information is unethical. And of course, the moral correspondence, if we are ethical, what happens? So there is a moral correspondence, there is an ethical correspondence. It upgrades your value as a human, as an employee. So human worth goes up. And why and how it goes up? Because the moment, if you are honest, if you are not trying to mislead anyone, so that gives you pride within. You feel proud about that you are reporting the correct information, and that comes by if you are cultivating honesty, you are reasonable, you are obliged to people in your communication, you are grateful to the people in your communication, you have respect for individuals, you regard self and others. So these are the factors in effective and ethical communication. Ethical communication will give you a matter of pride, a moment of pride that yes, I am very, very reasonable, I am honest, I am not filing anything wrong, I am not filing any wrong information, I am not trying to mislead anyone. And these are the facts for your pride, these are the facts for your, upgrading your own worth in your own eyes and certainly in the eyes of others. So it is such a powerful practice if someone carries. It starts from saying. We do what we say, right? And if we start saying something good about our practice, we are supposed to be practicing that. Automatically that is a reminder to you because you wanted to do that, that's why you are claiming. So it's good that if we see and if we speak good, honest thing in our business communication, and you would try to be like that. If a company claims that we are conscious about environment, then certainly there is somewhere in the back of the mind of the manager, the production manager, he knows that he has to take care of the environment, isn't it? Think about it. That certainly leads to generating some sense of consciousness. I will not say amongst all, I will not say amongst everyone, but certainly many of us would be actually directly or indirectly influenced by that particular statement of the company which says that all our efforts are towards the betterment of the environment, of the surroundings, of the nature, and certainly there would be some attempt. Some of the employees would be very, very careful. They will try to take essential steps as laid down in the papers. So this is how it affects that. And so lastly, about ethical communication, I would say being truthful with your employer when you ask tough question. In any business, any employee may encounter a situation where you are asked a very tough question. A tough question could be to exit the job, to take action against your own family members. For times, if your relative whom you have sold a policy, you have sold something, some product, and you have been asked a tough question in the sense somebody who is very close to you as an employee, and you have been asked to file a report against him because he or she did not complete the targets. So there are, and you have to reply the answer in terms of actions to be taken against him or her. So it's a tough question in front of you. You needed to be truthful. So being truthful is something very important in ethical communication, right? Because while lying, it means you are trying to protect yourself, which would be unethical anyways. Okay, so that's a essential thing, and we have to be mindful as well. We cannot share anything which is fake, which is wrong, and especially not only in writing, in replies, in memos, in notices, in mails, but even on social media as well. We need to ensure that whatever goes onto the social media from your side, it's not fake. It's just do not create news article, do not create anything simply for the sake of it, right? So these are the few examples, few things which are essential to be taken care to carry an ethical communication in a business. Now we will talk about advantages of ethical communication. So the ethical communication, as I said, it enhances human value, it enhances human dignity, human pride actually. How? So the most important advantage of ethical communication is that a manager who is practicing ethical communication in a business will start feeling pride that he is ethical. It will upgrade his value in his own eyes, and then certainly in the eyes of others, right? So human worth, human dignity goes up. How? Because if we are practicing ethical communication, number one, it will foster truthfulness. So you become truthful, you will not try to lie if you practice ethical communication. So it enhances, it fosters truthfulness. All the time you will be presenting factual information without playing with numbers, figures, features, information, right, statements. Then certainly it fosters fairness. The moment we are sharing ethical communication, we are exercising or practicing ethical communication, we become fair. It means I will write or speak objectively, because communication, verbal or non-verbal, even so in verbal I may be speaking, I may be writing, and non-verbal, my body language, my gestures, so all that is non-verbal, as we know. In all form of communication, my fairness would be fostering. I will become fair in my written reports, I will become fair to people in my spoken language, in my emails, in my gestures, everywhere, and that really strengthens the very good culture in any company. Okay, so the third point is responsibility. So if somebody is practicing ethical communication, he is basically fostering responsibility within himself, and that certainly leads to responsible behavior amongst peers as well. So peers will see you as a responsible person, and they would also exercise a responsible behavior. So responsibility goes up. People would be careful in what they say, so to others. If they say, so they are not being told anything which is unfair, untruthful. So certainly they would also try. So you will work as a catalyst. If you are exercising ethical communication as a manager, as a junior, as whichever level you are at, if you are responsible, you are in your communication, you are actually generating an environment by influencing other as a catalyst and becoming an ethical communicator. It will foster dignity amongst people, amongst employees, because the personal integrity goes up. I, as an employee, if I am ethical, I do not misreport anything, my personal integrity goes up. My value in the eyes of my colleagues, in the eyes of my management goes up if I do not misreport. For many a times we have to fire people because they are misreporting. The example I took of the field survey, there are many companies which have such requirement. Let's say, take a small simple example. You have an RO system at your home, and people come for annual, monthly, quarterly service. So we give AMC, annual maintenance contract, to different companies. They have their employees who are technicians. They come to your house and service it, right? So if you are very, very sincere in your approach, in your communication, you do not practice anything wrong and you do not misreport. The moment anybody actually practice something wrong, he or she is supposed to be indulging in unethical communication as well. काम गलत कर रहे हैं तो गलत तो बोलेंगे ही ना आप इसके बाद. सिंपल, बड़ी सिंपल सी बात है, राइट? सो अगर आप ठीक टाइम पर ठीक काम कर रहे हैं, आप जो कॉन्फिडेंस से कम्युनिकेट करेंगे, दैट इज अनमैचेबल with anyone else. So that personal integrity will go up, is fostered because you are following ethical communication. And lastly, the respect for self and others go up. No doubt about that. If I am sure I am not saying something wrong, I will not feel guilty, bad, sad, any such negative emotion will not come up. If I am having ethical communication, I will feel respect for myself and I will feel respect for others who are ethical in communication, right? So it's very, very important that people are ethical in communication. All the businesses do not practice that, believe me or not. CEOs are trained how to answer a press conference, especially the companies which are operating at a very large level. The companies who have to bring IPOs, initial public offerings, who have to issue stock to the employees, who have to go for mergers, acquisitions, any firing, any accident in business, those are the tough situations. And the real test of ethical communication comes there. A company having fire in the production plant and leading to death of few employees. Imagine, this number could be 2 or 20 or 200. Just imagine, it happens, and there are so many such cases around in the world. So those are the testing times for any manager or an employee. How ethical a company is during such difficult times, those tough times, is the real test of ethical communication. But the moment somebody does ethically, they communicates ethically to media, to government, to whichever the agency, to the law enforcement agency, to the police department who's carrying who's carrying the analysis or carrying this probe into the accident, if that is there, it enhances the respect for yourself and for others. Friends, now we will talk about disadvantages of unethical communication. So as we have so many advantages of having ethical communication, certainly there are disadvantages of having unethical communication. So common unethical behavior includes plagiarism, both in writing and in non-written communication. So I have seen many a times as a student you would be preparing reports, summer report, project report, etc., etc. So, and many a times we come across students who have just copied report from their seniors, changed their name, changed year and submit it again. There are students who go and buy it from Nebsarai or somewhere else where people are selling it, and that is the most. So you are saying you have written, that's a communication. Report is a communication, by the way, right? It's a medium of communication where you are showing that you have worked upon something, and here is the report on what you worked during summer internship. But the fact is you have bought it, you have borrowed it, or you just copied it on the net, and that's not your work, right? So it's the most unethical behavior. So for example, if you are a new joinee, new intern in a company, and your manager guided you to submit a report on the market status, on the market environment, on different customers requirement, or any kind of report has been asked to be submitted to you, and you just copied it from whatever your peer has done in the past. You change few values while sitting in your office only, in your AC, under the AC, and you didn't go to the field. You didn't actually do anything, just changing few numbers here and there. That is basically unethical. That's a plagiarism. You plagiarized it, you copied it, right? So, and another example, another unethical example is you break the confidentiality of the document. It is written on the many mails, many envelopes when we receive sealed envelopes saying confidential. So if the document was confidential and you have an access, you open it, you share it with the people whom you should not be, so it is an unethical behavior, right? So you have broken the confidentiality of the document. That is again not expected. And lastly, another point, not lastly, manipulation of information. So what did you do? You manipulated the information. You have the information, it was submitted to you in a PDF format. You change the PDF document to the Word, you change certain numbers, and you resubmit it to your boss. Let's say you are working as a secretary to the boss, and somebody is trying to influence the decision of your boss. He sent you some document to be submitted, asked you to do this something, and you did that. This is manipulation of the information, mind you, right? So we came across one example. Somebody was sharing a story that a student actually was supposed to take some exam or something, and he or she was supposed to carry the certificate of vaccination. So he was not vaccinated. He or she just copied, took the certificate of someone else who was actually vaccinated, changed his credentials, and took that printout on the exam center. It's so unfortunate. This is actually a fraudulent practice. It is extremely condemnable and unethical, right? So you are communicating that you are vaccinated, whereas you were not, right? So what will happen? Of course, you will lose your integrity. You will have defame. You will, for time you may face legal actions as well. So unethical communication, it threatens the quality of the communication. So the moment we have any leakage of confidentiality, we have manipulation, we have plagued content, the quality of the communication goes down, right? So subsequently, the well-being of individuals who were working and who were actually connected to that communication, their well-being is affected. Okay. So another point in unethical communication can lead to poor decision making. You submitted something to your boss, right, which is wrong. You have an idea that what was the real number, and that boss, the poor person, has taken some decision based on what you submitted. You can imagine the result, right? So the decision making would be poor, and certainly you are lacking in the responsibility as a expert here. So these are the disadvantages. The ultimate disadvantage is that you lose your integrity, you lose your business gradually, and you certainly lose your respect in the society, in the eyes of your employees, your boss, your manager, whosoever is looking at. So I hope you are clear on advantages and disadvantages of ethical communication, or not, or unethical communication. So with these words, I will like to wind up. Thank you very much, friends, for being with me. Thank you.